Hello viewers, friends, and the rest of you, well, you're all viewers. Welcome to a new thing here that is not quite Black Metal and Brews, although it is directly related. Welcome to Synths and Suds, or Synthesizers and Suds, you know. A series in which almost nothing has changed, but instead of playing for you, I do not perform any music. Instead of playing black metal in the background, or doom as it were, we're not going to play something related to metal. We're going to play something related to electronic, ambient, experimental noise, the other side of the spectrum that I do cover regularly on the blackmetalandbrews.com website. Felt the need to distinguish this from the others only because I want to make sure that those who, maybe don't like black metal as much but are interested in my opinions can seek these out from here on out, and those who do want black metal and maybe don't care about beer but wanted to find a new tape can say, oh, I like synths but maybe I'll skip it. I hope that all of you will enjoy everything, as I do, as I feel that, broadening horizons can be healthy, but I realize it's not always an option, or not always the case, not always of interest. So, welcome. Let's get to this. Today, we're going to start our tape because there's a lot of songs on here that are great. I'm wearing the shirt, and I'm going to play the band, Gloga. Gloga. This is a project that is on Plush Organics. I believe the person running Plush Organics might be the artist, but I'm not sure. But I've got the Gloga tape. I believe the tape is called, ooh yeah, there we are, Rain for Love. It is loving electronics is how this is described. Very kind of crumbly retro electro beats. I don't know my electronic music genres and subcategories very well, nearly as much as just I know what I like. The beer tonight is a collaboration between Fort George and the Commons Brewery, Plazm, which you can there's so much glare on that, Plazm. It's named after a local magazine. So instantly you can tell this music is not typical Black Metal and Brews fare, but it's awesome. And it's certainly not just a straightforward techno beat, as you'll soon see. The first song is a little more in on that kind of retro synth vibe, almost like from the video game Hotline Miami soundtrack, which had Perturbator as the big name, stuff like that. It covers similar territory, but this gets way darker, way more personal feeling. And there are some noise elements, some crumbly sounds. I kind of love the rawness of this. It's beautiful too. Now, look at that pour there. We're not going to spill this one tonight, no. No siree. Now, this is nearing the end of my second 4-pack of this beer, because I was just crazy about it, and it's been popular, it's been a quick seller. I'm not sure if you can see quite the color. It's very kind of toffee amber color there. It's a light kind of creamy, almost, the color of a latte sort of head there, where you get that, like, the light hint of brown, but it's mostly the foamy, frothy, milky color. Got a nice kind of grassy, mostly mild nose, but what's interesting because the beer is a little more tart and crisp. Well, not tart, but there's a crispness. A little bit, like grassy, peppery, not that overwhelmingly barnyard farmhouse taste. The yeast plays a big role here, as with any sort of saison. This is a heartier saison. I mean, you can see just instead of that kind of crisp carbonated feel, you could just there's a density here, there's a weight, and I love it. It's really, really a remarkable beer. There's a little bit of just really, there's the caramelly malt, but it's not the thick, stout caramel. It's just, almost just a very light, kind of sugary characteristic there. A lot of people have commented on a bubblegum trait, which is absolutely there. Not just bubblegum, but if you got one of those big bubblegum balls from the dispensers, much like that. but nice. The aftertaste, kind of back of the palate sort of thing. There's a weight in this that really sits nice. This is a great beer to have with a meal, I'll say. Although it's fine without, as you can see I'm doing here. You can see it's kind of nice. The head doesn't hang out too long, but it definitely does what it needs to do. It's a very, very, fluid head. It's not that thick, heavy foam that a lot of beers like this will get. Really nice. Gloga is reminding me to slow down. I got very hyped. I've been very excited to kind of try and figure out what I was going to do with my first Synths and Suds video, and I'm just all energy now. So thanks for hanging in there, because I'm very excited to be doing this. The past month's been a really big one for Black Metal and Brews, as I'm sure a lot of you have noticed, and I can't wait to keep this trajectory just rolling. This is awesome. So here you can hear kind of more of that crisp, fuzzed out layer, almost like it's kind of playing through a distant blown out speaker, or just there's that warmth, the kind of faded around the edges feeling. That paired with the next track does it so well, with kind of the stompier percussion that comes in at times, really makes this tape, it elevates it beyond just like, oh, this is kind of a dancey, synthy pop rhythm, and it makes it really worth listening to at home, even when you're just sitting enjoying a beer. The whole thing is so gripping. But the next track, which is 1987, coincidentally the year of my birth, but I'm sure that's irrelevant, it's just a beautifully dense, heavy song. It's like 8 minutes long. It's really intense, but I feel like in a lot of ways this hits the same sort of vibe for me that years ago, when I was first kind of starting to understand that electronic music could be enjoyable to me, that I remember hearing M83 and hearing kind of some of their fuzzier stuff, and it doesn't sound like M83 to me so much. It's just, it definitely, I get that same thrill from this that I got 8 years ago. Gosh, I'm horrible at time. I feel like I'm still 18, 19 years old, and like everything is just, time doesn't really keep going. I just still feel like an excited person who's young and geeky, and I'm still young. I don't think I'm old, but I'm not that kind of young. Now I let this sit out for a while to get it to kind of more, that not as cold temperature. And it's interesting just how there's almost kind of like a stickiness to this, and it's hard to put my finger on. I know I like it, I just can't. This is not a beer I fully figured out. There's a lot going on. I mean, not just the can, obviously. I feel that Fort George and Commons are two of the more interesting breweries we've got going right now in Oregon, along with the Guard, who I did in the last Black Metal and Brews video, and a few others. I'm not going to overdo it and start listing off, because there are a lot of exciting breweries anywhere, and Oregon, as pretty much everybody knows, is just blossoming, exploding, possibly with too many of them, but I'm not going to complain about a market that allows me a broad variety of options. Now let's see, what is the alcohol percentage in this? It's sitting at 6.5%, so that's moderately permissive. You could have a whole one of these on your own. I try not to drink a whole lot of beer that's, like this on my own entirely, but sometimes, you have a can, you have a good time. It's 16 ounces, it's nothing unmanageable. A 4-pack of this, I believe, I know they're selling out so quick. Single cans seem to be going for like, $3 most places. 4-packs going for like 10 to 12 bucks, reasonably so. Just a really solid drinkable beer. It's kind of a saison. It is a saison, but it's not a conventional take. I don't feel like I've got, an imitation of the tried and true saison. Instead, I've got a really unique take from two breweries who do both traditional and unconventional with equal ease, and I'll say moderate success. I wasn't as in love with Fort George's recent Java the Hop coffee IPA as a lot of people were, just, it was better than most coffee IPAs I've had, but I'm still trying to find myself sold it. Common, so everything I've had has been great. And I'll say, aside from that one thing that just didn't connect with me, Fort George kills it. They did a 3-way IPA over the summer, which was, I'm not the hugest IPA drinker, so I don't know why I moved here, but it's amazing. It was so good, and I can't wait to see what this year's iteration is going to be like. The Cavatica Stout is just a great, solid, drinkable stout. So, it's certainly not to say that Java the Hop was enough to dethrone them. Still great, but I can't think of Commons making something I don't enjoy. Their beers can tend toward the pricier side and the larger bottles, but they're worth it. Anytime I'm somewhere and see they have Commons on tap, that's usually what I'll go for, whether it's something I've had 3 or 4 times, or if it's something that's brand new to me that I've never even heard of. So this is 1987. Crazy. You can hear kind of that more like classic industrious stomp to it, but not just left at that. You'll see in a minute here, it really opens up. We're just going to listen to a few more moments of this, and then I'm probably going to cut this video off, because we're going long. We're having a great time, at least I am. But I realize I only have so much more to communicate with you. And I'd rather not just waste all of our precious time. I'm not sure what doing all those mouth things does for the beer, but I like doing it. Wow. It's just really good. Kind of funky, kind of grounded. Really nice beer. If you can't get your hands on Plazm, which it may be too late already, sorry guys, then I urge you to just visit with any beers from each of these breweries that you're able to find, and if you can't find any, that's okay. Excuse me. I believe there's a brewery where you are, or somewhere near where you are, or a brewery whose beer you can get that is doing something incredible right now. And if you haven't tried a new beer lately, take the risk. I'm Ben. Thanks for watching Synths and Suds, brought to you by Black Metal and Brews. I've enjoyed sharing this with you. Please give me feedback on if you'd like more like this, or if you'd like this to be just an occasional one-off. And let's talk synthesizers and beer in the very near future. Thanks. Cheers.